Hi, my name is ColdBeer and let's start with Elden Ring. And quick reminder that if you feel generous, you can support me on Coffee and, help me to obtain new PC one distant day. Any help is very appreciated. So let's roll. Let's go. Elden Ring. The game is balanced for those who like Souls-like games, but it is possible to play for people without masochistic tendencies as well. The game is a bit easier than Dark Souls, but just keep in mind that despite that, it is really challenging and you will be dying all the time. Although this time it's an open world and you can go wherever you want. And the game doesn't hold your hand or penis, so you are free to go and explore various places. You may ask, how to know where to go then? Well, you will know, believe me. If you put your nose in the wrong area, you will die a little bit quicker than in other places. Anyway, the world is beautiful, enemies are really original, and you may not have a lot of fun here, but the atmosphere of the game will forever stay with you. Elden Ring is not something you can easily forget about. Metaphor, ReFantazio. The game that was announced the best RPG of the year in the Game Awards can't be bad. It was also pronounced as Game of the Year by IGN. Yeah, they rated it above 7. I'm shocked as well. So here you will dive into adventure, face your fears and awaken magical archetype powers that lie dormant in your heart. Yeah, in that giant muscle that pumps your blood. You will team up with interesting characters and embark on a journey that will lead you through hours of exploration. The concept is kinda cool. The story unfolds in a world where people must fight their own anxiety, like literally. So in this world most of us would die instantly. My anxiety is my biggest boss and I guess a lot of you share this useless trait with me. So here you will join high stakes royal tournament that you are supposed to win, or not, it's you after all. The game has beautiful, one of the best ever art directions you will ever see. The only thing, along with the size of your wallet, that can stop you from playing it, it's your hate for anime in general. But this game can change that. Like seriously, it can become your gateway to this magical world. And if you like anime, this price is more than fair. Come on, best RPG of 2024. Can't go higher than that for any RPG fan. V-Rising. In this survival action RPG, you will awaken as a weakened vampire after centuries of slumber. You will hunt for blood in nearby settlements to regain your strength, while hiding from the scorching sun and aggressive garlic cloves. You will also have to rebuild your castle from ruins, and convert humans into your loyal servants in a quest to raise your vampire empire. People on Steam are saying that the combat here is largely dependent on skill and not on RNG, which is undoubtedly one of the best features of this game. Also, the co-op part of V-Rising is made very well, so if you have a friend, you have my all recommendations to play this game together. And I literally mean together, not against each other, because the PvP part of the game is pretty boring, well, for now. SurrounDead. As developers say here, 5 years have passed since civilization fought against the virus, but nothing has changed. The world lays in ruins with no one to lead humanity to a brighter future to fight against the zombies, and people have fallen back to a dark style of life. Well, I guess you can imagine the setting where there are zombies everywhere, but the most dangerous thing is a healthy human who wants not your brain but your stuff and probably your butt. So this is an open world survival game where you will travel through a devastated post-apocalyptic landscape, fight zombies, human survivors and wildlife in general. For that you will have many different firearms, melee weapons, tactical clothing and different types of equipment. Cool thing is that you can also drive vehicles. You will also have to manage them and keep in good shape. The game has around 90% positive reviews and players on Steam are saying that this is a surprisingly fun game with a lot of potential. Assassin's Creed Origins. Ancient Egypt, a land of majesty and intrigue, is disappearing in a ruthless fight for power. Here you will unveil dark secrets and forgotten myths as you go back to one founding moment, the origins of Assassin's Brotherhood. People are talking that this is one of the best Assassin's Creed games they have ever played. It has a great combat system, almost no bugs, and only bad comments are from grumpy old dudes who can't cope with the fact that this is now a role-playing game. Although I must admit that if you are not a fan of an ancient Egypt, this setting can seem a bit boring. Some settings are really overused and not interesting anymore, you know, like Egyptian, ancient Greek, Viking or Latvian mythology. GRIME. This is a fast and unforgiving Metroidvania action-adventure RPG. In this world of anatomical horror and intrigue, you will crush your foes with living weapons that mutate their form and function. Then consume dead adversaries with your black hole to strengthen your vessel. The game lets you play to your preference and upgrade only those traits you feel most suited to your unique style. You'll find there is more than one way to break open an enemy, as you move through a variety of environments, meet their inhabitants, and discover the source of their madness. People are saying that the gameplay is quite hard until you get a grip of the mechanics, although boss battles will still show you your place, so don't get cocky and don't give up either. This is a beautiful and atmospheric game worthy of all your attention. The Wandering Village. This is a city-building simulation game. In a world where mysterious plants are spreading all over the earth and emitting toxic spores as they grow, a group of people seek shelter on the back of a giant wandering creature. Here you have to become their leader, build settlement and form a symbiotic relationship with the creature to survive together. Well, I hope that you can be really helpful for the creature, because, you know, otherwise those people are just parasites living on its back and you are the leader of parasites. That doesn't sound so dreamy and glamorous, right? Well, you help the creature to get rid of the evil plants, but I doubt that it is a good deal for the creature. You know, people are pooping and dying and planting stuff on your back. It's a colony of horror from the perspective of that dinosaur thing. Anyway, the game has around 90% of positive review score. Prey. The game has a really cool story that has you playing as a scientist exploring a place infested by an alien life form. Yeah, I bet you heard that somewhere. A few dozen, 100 million times. Despite that, aliens are really nice here. Well, by saying nice, I mean that they are the opposite of nice. You wouldn't want to chat with them about video games or best beer kinds in the universe or, you know, the best recipe for potato salad. No, they are terrifying creatures. Although, as I always say, not as terrifying as people who put pineapple in potato salad. Those are the worst. Just imagine this space station filled with them. Prey is a thriller, but that tiny change would make it one of the scariest horror games ever. So anyway, Prey gives you a variety of weapons to use along with superpowers like telepathy or the ability to trick enemies by turning yourself into everyday items. Yeah, it may sound like nonsense, but it's not. You can truly acquire alien abilities and use them by stopping time or turning yourself into a bottle of beer, and then you can roll around like crazy. Not suspicious at all. Well, this ability of turning yourself into a stuff could probably spice up the love life of you and your wife or imaginary girlfriend. I don't judge. But first you have to defeat the space evil and escape from the space station alive, and with all the parts intact needed for, you know, spiciness. Domekeeper. Domekeeper has about 90% of positive reviews, so it is obviously a hidden gem you may want to try. Well, a nice polished rock at least. This is a roguelike survival miner where you will defend your dome from wave after wave of monsters. You will use the time between each attack to dig beneath the surface and search of valuable resources and artifacts, and use them carefully to choose powerful upgrades and bonuses. People on Steam are talking that the game is very polished, rich and imaginative. It's all you need for your free time. Well, this and potato salad. Dishonored 2. The story of the second game is set 15 years after the events of the first one. Here, another worldly usurper has seized the Emperor's throne, leaving the fate of the Isles hanging in the balance. He will travel beyond the legendary streets of the once dazzling coastal city, track down the enemies and take back what's rightfully yours. You will be able to play as Emily or Corvo and bring their own perspectives and emotional responses to the world and story. Each character has their own set of powers, gadgets and uniquely tuned weapons, and only you will decide whether you fight your way through the city streets or sneak across the rooftops. And of course, which enemies you decide to slay or to spare. People are saying that if you play the first part, this will feel like a reboot with more stuff. That is not a bad thing, keeping in mind that the first part was a masterpiece, and the review score is around 90%. Solar Ash. Some of you may know the game named Hyper Light Drifter, so Solar Ash is another game from these creators. Here you lose yourself in a high-speed, gravity-bending world. Set on a surreal dreamscape filled with long-abandoned ruins of mysterious civilizations, you will take the role of a Void Runner, determined to stop at nothing to save your planet. You will fight through hordes of creepy creatures, grind rails and grapple to wild heights in attempts to take down enormous bosses. People on Steam are saying that this is a fantastic platformer with unique gameplay and easy-to-learn mechanics. Very positive review score confirms that with ease. Curse of the Dead Gods. This game is obviously oriented for the fans of Hades, or as one commentator on Steam said, Curse of the Dead Gods plays as Hades and looks like Darkest Dungeon. Honestly, it's a fair comparison. So in this game you will seek untold riches, eternal life and divine powers. It will lead you to this accursed temple, a seemingly infinite labyrinth of bottomless pits, deadly traps and monsters. Well, the rest is self-explanatory. The game also introduces a cool mechanic of unique curses. They influence each attempt, putting a twist on every action. Although keep one thing in mind, you will have to parry a lot, and that Souls-like mechanic sometimes is very annoying. Otherwise, it's a great game. 86% of reviews on Steam are positive. Aliens: Dark Descent. In this tactical real-time strategy, you will command a squad of hardened colonial marines to stop a terrifying xenomorph outbreak on a distant, unwelcoming planet. You will lead your soldiers in real-time combat against iconic xenomorphs, rogue operatives from devious Weyland-Yutani Corporation, and a host of horrifying creatures new to the Alien franchise. So here you are, the commander, and soldiers are your weapon. With their help, you will infiltrate large open levels and annihilate enemies with your squad. Tread carefully, as your foes will adapt their tactics to your actions. Monsters will be hunting you down, and the death here is permanent. You know, like the hunger of your cat, or the noises your neighbors make. So if you have a handsome soldier you don't want to lose, you might want to put it behind the others. Although be warned that the aliens can ambush you from behind as well. Dark Descent is an original story filled with iconic xenomorph creatures, ranging from facehuggers to Praetorians, alien queens, and many more. Dark Descent has around 90% of positive reviews, and people on Steam are saying that this is the perfect game for Alien Universe fans, and after the isolation, it's probably the best game about xenomorphs. Mutazione, or however it is pronounced, a delightfully quirky indie game. Here you play as Kai, who has traveled to the mysterious town of Mutazione to care for her sick grandfather. Because, you know, like in every game, you want him to leave that workshop for you, right? So, you want him dead as soon as possible. I'm kidding, of course, and my humor is dark, but this game is obviously for more mature players. Also, this is a very short game. You'll complete it in just a few hours. But during your time with the game, you'll speak to the town's bizarre yet delightful creatures, explore the surrounding areas, and even grow some crops. Metal Hellsinger. The game has 97% of positive reviews, and that is insane. You'll kill demons to the rhythm of metal and vengeance on an infernal journey through the 8 hells. This is a rhythm first-person shooter bursting with monsters, gorgeous weapons, and heavy metal music created for this game by amazing metal geniuses, like Serj Tankian, for example. Yeah, Serj himself sings a new song created especially for this game, and you kill demons listening to it. The song was created with the idea behind it that it is meant to be listened to while killing demons. It is hard to wrap my head around this fact and how metal it actually is. So if you like fast-paced first-person shooter games like Shadow Warrior or Doom, search no more. Metal Hellsinger is what you need to kill your boredom with style. Synergy. In this visually beautiful city builder, your goal is to build a town to help your citizens prosper. You will need to explore, analyze, and experiment with new things, because the well-being of your citizens is the main objective. You don't want to be a moron dictator, we have plenty of those in real life. Here you will need a deep understanding of the environment to help them adapt and thrive. Newly acquired knowledge will provide you with an essential guide to obtaining resources, ensuring the safety of your people, and optimizing your town. This quest for knowledge will also provide you access to several new buildings, from extraction structures to social spaces, from harvesting points to places of culture. People on Steam are saying that the art style is breathtaking. The game is charming and has very interesting features never seen in similar games. The review score is very positive, so most likely if you try the game, you will have fun. Vampyr. As I always say about this game, at the beginning here you will suck a lot. Not blood, you just suck in general because you are a recently transformed vampire newbie. And you know the fate of such newborn vampires in all the movies, they easily die by the hand of every protagonist. So with time you will become more and more powerful, as you have to survive and fight vampire hunters, undead and other supernatural creatures. Use your powers to manipulate and delve into the lives of those around you, to decide who will be your next next victim. You will like this game if you are into darker settings and like difficult moral choices, because your food here has different personalities. You may want to kill only bad criminals and not an innocent father of 2 sick kids, and sometimes you just need to feed and kill him anyway. You may think that,
hey, it's just a game, it doesn't matter.
But it's the same as with the dying pandas in Zoo Planet. They are not real, but the game still makes you feel like shit, so be sure that you like that kind of stuff. Sunset Overdrive. Here the Sunset City is under siege. A contaminated energy drink somehow has transformed most of the population into toxic mutants. For many it's the end of the world, but for you it's a dream come true. Your old boss? Dead? Your boring job? Gone? Yeah, sounds like a wet dream of every office worker. Although my advice would be to search for not boring job with a nice boss. I know, it's easier to tame a unicorn than that. Hell, what I'm talking about, it's easier to find a League of Legends match with non-toxic randoms. Anyway, here you will transform the open world around you into your tactical playground by grinding, vaulting and wall running across the city while using devastating, unconventional arsenal. The game presents itself as an open world with no rules. Run along walls, leap off buildings and grind power lines and rails to destroy your foes from every angle. Review score is around 90%, so if you like what you see, you know what to do. Nioh Complete Edition. This game, as you probably already know, is a third-person Souls-like action RPG. You play as a lone traveler in the age of samurai who lands on the shores of Japan. You must fight your way through the vicious warriors and supernatural creatures that infest the land in order to reach your destination. The Complete Edition contains the full game and 3 expansions with additional story chapters. People are jokingly saying that in this game you are Vibu Geralt, and as with the Witcher game, you just have to play Nioh with a gamepad.
Or you will suffer even more.
Yeah, the game is Souls-like, remember? By the way, in 2021 Nioh Complete Edition was free on Epic, so you might have it already if you were used to taking free goodies from there. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. In this third-person action-adventure game you will play as Star-Lord, and thanks to your bold yet questionable leadership you have persuaded an oddball crew of unlikely heroes to join you. Some jerk, surely not you, has set off a chain of catastrophic events, and only you can hold the unpredictable Guardians together long enough to fight off total interplanetary meltdown. For this you will have to use element blasters, tag team beatdowns, jet boot powered dropkicks, even put pineapple into potato salad. Nothing is off limits. Well, I'm kidding. The last thing surely is. That is a jail time guaranteed, and if you think it's all going to plan, you will be in for a world of surprises, with the consequences of your actions guaranteed to keep the Guardians on their toes. The game is one of the most beloved Marvel Universe games, with positive reviews hovering way above 90%. Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. Let me start with the fact that this is an incredible game inspired by the Elder Scrolls franchise, and especially Morrowind. You will find an impressive open world, and with the newest patch a whole new region was added, along with it additional 10 to 15 hours of brand new gameplay. And of course I tried the new content as well. I'm a huge fan of first-person RPGs. I played as a mage and I really enjoyed it. The spells I casted looked and felt really good. That's because developers added a few tricks that make you actually feel the impact of your spells. Time slightly slows and the sound effect is awesome as well. Although I made a hero that was a glass cannon. In other words, if anyone even slightly touched me, even with a tip of a dick, I died. But I don't know, I have liked this type of build since my ancient days playing World of Warcraft, where as a sneaky glass cannon warlock I had so much fun in the battlegrounds. Keep in mind that The Fall of Avalon is not a AAA kind of game, more like a very ambitious indie project. You know, like Outer Wilds for example, indie but awesome. Bethesda is not the only one who can make these kind of games anymore. The Fall of Avalon is getting better and better with every patch. They are slowly brewing a masterpiece, that's for sure. I especially like it because of its beautiful dark fantasy world, really grim and eerie. It's like someone crossbred Elden Ring and Morrowind. And if you like that as well, there is no way you can ignore it. U-boat. This is a simulator of a submarine from the Second World War era, yet it is different from other more action-oriented games. U-boat is a survival sandbox with crew management mechanics, while its primary theme is life of German sailors. The boat is their home, but it can become their grave at any time. The game is influenced by Fallout Shelter, XCOM and also the movie Das Boot. They even use the same decals for the submarine as seen in the movie. So here you'll have to control the crew in order to control control your boat. You will look after their mental and physical health, make sure the sailors won't become angry or tired. If their spirit is low, there is a chance of whining, bad morale and even a skirmish. So as real Germans back then would say,
yeah, so take care of them and make Hitler proud, ja, by sinking those ships of capitalist America, ja, Bier mit Sauerkraut, ja, wunderbar.
Songs of Conquest. This game is as close to Heroes of Might and Magic 3 as it can get, but it doesn't have town screens. Instead of that, you will build your town like in casual strategy games, on the ground on the world tier. That kinda kills the mood, but everything else is by the book. It is a truly honest clone made in pixel art style, although even if you like the art style, like I do, sometimes you want to zoom in so you could look at the creatures and their features, but then you realize that you just zoomed in on a bunch of colored squares, and you can't even tell where the head or a butt is anymore, so no zooming here. Adore the visuals from afar, and you have to admit, what a beautiful game this is. I seriously want to eat it, or at least put it as an ingredient into my potato salad. Music is also amazing, like a honey to our ears, and the campaign is wonderfully written. You really care about your heroes and the fate of this land. And when you finish everything, you can enjoy Map Editor and create more of this game for yourself, or just download tons of content created by way more talented people than you are. No offense, I do the same. EVERSPACE 2. This is a fast-paced, single-player space shooter. You'll explore a world ravaged by war. A massive handcrafted area is packed with secrets, puzzles and perils to encounter. Also, the game is looter-shooter, so every enemy you slay will give you something nice. Here you are, a clone pilot seeking your place in the universe. The events of your past tangles with clashing factions as the world around approaches a boiling point. You will have to escape colonial capture, navigate the intrigues of local warlords, evade energy-maddened cultists and fend off war-hungry aliens. Yeah, those bastards want to rule the part of the galaxy you live in, so you will discover alien species, unveil mysteries, find hidden treasures and defend your cargo against outlaw gangs. The campaign spans for 30 hours, a very nice amount for a single-player game. But this is just a tip of a dick. Completionists can dive deep into the EverSpace universe and spend more than 90 hours to complete every side mission, finish every challenge and discover every hidden secret. So if you really like the game, it will give you more challenges as well. People who play the game are agreeing on one thing. This game has no BS, it actually feels like video game where you have to control a spaceship and shoot things down. Also it has RPG elements and great customization options. Rustler. As developers say, they took the inspiration for the Rustler from the Monty Python and first two GTA games and made a medieval game out of that. I can remember playing the first part of GTA for hours and hours and skipping school because of it. Never regretted that. Anyway, the Rustler is a humorous approach to the medieval genre. You'll find stuff such as no parking zones for your horse and police horses that have flashing red and blue lights on them. Game is set in an open world and you play as the guy, whose parents apparently were too lazy to give him a proper name. You'll experience feudal justice, inquisition, witch hunting and join the grand tournament. Meet incredibly stupid knights, complete a wide variety of twisted missions and quests, or ignore the plot and bring mayhem in the villages and cities. Choose to go on foot or buy a stolen horse, fight with a sword or pick fancy automatic crossbow. All that spiced up with a Monty Python inspired sense of humor, and you can burn down the whole village as well. House of the Dying Sun. This is a tactical space shooter that puts you in the cockpit of the Empire's most deadly interceptor and in command of the Harbinger fleet. You will hunt down the enemies of your dying empire and upgrade your warships with new weapons and abilities earned during your campaign of terror. Well, it seems that you are a bad guy here. Anyway, gamers are praising amazing sound design, exciting combat and great visuals. The only bad thing is that the game is super short. Still, longer than your ding-dong. Jokes aside, for you to beat it, it will take less than 4 hours. Although by reading comments on Steam I saw guys who have from 10 to 40 hours of gameplay on record, meaning that the game, at least for some of us, has great replayability. Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered. Here you will take on the role of Peter Parker, who is fighting big crime and iconic villains in New York City. At the same time, he is struggling to balance his chaotic personal life and career, while the fate of the town rests upon his shoulders. Yeah, this Spider-Man has some experience, he's not a newbie by no means. After 8 years behind the mask, Peter Parker is a crime-fighting master, so here you will feel the full power of a more experienced Spider-Man, with improvisational combat, dynamic acrobatics, fluid urban traveling mechanics and environmental interactions. You'll swing through vibrant neighborhoods and catch great views of iconic Marvel and Manhattan landmarks. Also, you will have to use the environment around you to defeat murderous villains. And you don't want any murders in your town. Well, except those who die in the process of you fighting the villain. Those are acceptable losses, and nobody will ever miss those people. Everyone knows that. The game has an overwhelmingly positive review score and is a true gem for every Spider-Man fan. IXION. Propelled onwards through a perilous journey, you are the administrator of the mighty space station, charged with finding a new home for humanity. Keeping the station sound and flying will require a firm hand and strategic thinking. You are constantly pulled between maintaining hull integrity, bringing in new resources and managing power consumption. What choices will you make when confronted with impending disaster? What will you discover out there in the dark? Probably nothing good. We all know that Borg is somewhere out there. Honey, I joined a cult. The title is a bit misleading because here you won't be joining a cult, you will be the boss of it. So let's go and create our own religion and become respectful cult leaders. In the process, make some real good money and exploit others by imposing our own will on various dimwits. Here, as everywhere else, effective management is at the heart of every money-making enterprise, and your organization is no exception. Dressing in snappy robes isn't enough, your cult must run like a well-oiled hypnotic wheel. People on Steam are talking that this is a great game to relax and play for an hour or so once in a while. So if you like management games, it may be your spoon of potato salad, but don't expect miracles. It's an entertaining game, not an actual cult simulator. You won't be actually learning how to scam people with imaginary friends. Anyway, 8 out of 10 people are happy with the game, so there is a chance that you will like it as well. Hard West 2. You are a notorious outlaw with a dangerous reputation. On the hunt for a big score, you hear talk that a ghost train filled with federal gold is heading your way. So you swiftly assemble some cool people with cool guns and a few of them with even cooler supernatural powers. Sounds cool, huh? Well, the train is called Ghost Train for a reason. No spoilers though. It is a non-linear turn-based strategy game that is filled with puzzles to the brim. Instead of a traditional level-up system, the game relies on acquiring equipment and cards. So you build a poker hand to power up your team members. Hard West 2 has several difficulty levels, up to 6 team members and many other cool features, but voice acting isn't too great. Also, the game isn't optimized very well, so the game score on Steam always fluctuates between mostly and very positive. The Eternal Cylinder. You know how we are always whining about all the games being the same. All the games copy other games, and then some copies become even more popular than the originals, and then everyone is copying the copies until the cycle repeats itself. Yeah, that's not the case with the Eternal Cylinder. I doubt that I have seen anything like this. The game is obviously inspired by some crazy artist or made by one, so he will control this cute creature and wander around with various tasks. But the true meaning of this game lies in its name. An enormous rolling cylinder is approaching, and you, along with everything around, are its pizza dough. It is a mobile megastructure of unknown origin. It has destroyed and absorbed countless civilizations over the billions of years of its existence, and will do the same to you and your land. It can be delayed, but it has never been truly stopped.
Well, maybe bigger being can stop it.
What do you mean by bigger being?
I'm talking about your mama.
Oh, shut up. So I guess if you fail, everyone will die. Game has very positive reviews and it's really underrated. Also, the soundtrack is free to download. That is not what you see every day in this greedy world, that's for sure. The Deadly Tower of Monsters. The game treats itself as a 1970s movie. That is not a joke, that is the whole concept of the game. It is filled with classic themes such as the daughter versus tyrant father, the planet full of innocent ape creatures, the dashing space-age liberator, the robot companion, or the tower full of treacherous mutations. As developers say, a timeless classic for all ages. So in general, this is an action-adventure sci-fi comedy game with dynamic narration set in a retro futuristic environment. You can play it alone or together with your friends or mother-in-law on a shared or split screen. Game has full controller support and, honestly, full support of your poverty, because the price is more than friendly. And now, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. But before you go, think about supporting me on Ko-fi. You know, you can buy me potato salad and I would be very grateful for that.
Subscribe to